Hello everybody and welcome to Storytime with Etta. Today's book is called A Book of Feelings by Amanda McCardie. Sam and Kate live with their mum and dad and Fuzzy Bean their dog. This book is about their feelings and it starts with feeling happy. So many things make Sam and Kate feel happy. A cuddle, a story, a game in the park, drawing a picture, catching a ball. And most of all, deep down, knowing they're loved. Even when mum's in a hurry or dad gets cross, they know they're loved. A happy Sam might share his toys. A happy Kate might hug the dog. They want to say thank you and sorry more. But Sam and Kate are not always happy both at once, and they don't feel happy all the time. Quite often, for instance, they feel grumpy. When Kate feels this way, she can't say thank you or sorry, nor can Sam. He doesn't feel loving or kind at all. Sometimes Sam feels embarrassed. When he tripped over the football in the middle of a match, he felt so foolish he almost cried. Kate feels shy with children she doesn't know. She looks at the ground and can't speak, then her voice comes out in a whisper. Reading out loud makes Sam nervous. He gets a sick feeling as if he's in a lift going down too fast. Some nights Kate feels frightened of the dark. She feels shivery and clammy and her heart thumps too hard until Dad comes to switch on the light. Sam gets scared of monsters, though he doesn't mind feeling a little bit scared, and Fuzzy Bean is terrified of thunderstorms. There are also times when Sam and Kate feel sad. Sam cried when Guinea the guinea pig died. So did Dad. Fuzzy quite often wanted to eat Guinea, but he still came to the funeral. Kate felt sad when she said goodbye to her teacher on the last day of term. Even though he was smiling, she could see Mr. Peel felt sad as well. Sad feelings can be painful, and some hurt so much they're hard to bear. That's how Kate's friend Maddie felt when her parents said they couldn't live together anymore. She needed people close to her to understand how hurt she was and to love her even when she pushed them away. People who are sad don't always cry. Crying doesn't always mean people feel sad either. Some people, mostly grown-ups, cry when they're happy. Mum cried when she saw Kate dancing on stage. Sam cries when he's had a bad fall, or he can't explain something, or he's tired. Kate cries when she can't think what she feels, or she's downright cross. Feeling angry is like feeling very cross. When she saw children playing with fireworks, Mum felt angry because she knew how dangerous it was. She went straight out to tell them to stop. Then as soon as they did, she wasn't angry anymore. Some angry feelings pass quickly, but others run out of control. Kate was angry with Sam when he threw her dinosaur out of the window. 3 of them have never been found. She ran into Sam's bedroom, snatched his tank and threw it down the stairs. Now Sam felt angry. He slammed the door and kicked the bed, which hurt his foot, which made him even angrier. Dad shouted when he heard the door bang. Kate shouted too, but no one could understand what she was saying because she was so angry. They felt upset, and it took Mum a long time to calm them down. Feeling jealous is another way of feeling upset. Dad says he thinks Fuzzy feels jealous when other dogs come to the house, especially if Mum pays them too much attention. But Fuzzy isn't the only one. For a while, Sam's friend Pete felt jealous of Sam. It began when Pete came to stay for the night. The next day at school, he teased Sam for sleeping with a teddy bear. He persuaded other children to tease him too. Sam felt hurt as if he'd been punched right under the ribs. Pete was bullying Sam because he felt jealous. He wished he had a father who spent time with him, the way Sam's did. That wishing made Pete feel small and hurt, and he couldn't bear it, so he tried to make Sam feel small and hurt instead, to make the feeling go away. Sam talked to his teacher, who talked to Pete, who talked to Sam, who talked to Pete, and at last they made friends again. Sam understood about feeling jealous. Years ago, when Kate was born, he'd felt that way himself. It was a squirmy, scrabbly feeling right in his middle. Lots of people came to see the new baby. They bought presents for her and said how sweet she was, even though she was crumpled and cross and never stopped crying. Mum and Dad gave Sam a present. It was a shiny fire engine, but it didn't stop the squirmy feeling. Mum seemed to be caring for little Kate all the time. Sam didn't like it. It wasn't exactly that he wanted to be a baby again, or maybe he did in a way. He wasn't sure, but he certainly didn't want Kate to be Mum's baby instead of him. Also, he couldn't understand why she wanted another child in the first place. How could she? He told Dad he would like the baby sent back where she came from. Dad smiled. He said that wasn't possible, but things would get better. Sam was not too sure. Luckily, Dad was right, or right enough. Sometimes Dad looked after Kate, while Sam had Mum to himself. He couldn't always enjoy it, though, because he felt too upset. Other times he got to play with Dad. Fuzzy felt jealous of Kate as well, so he and Sam became especially close. As the years passed, Sam came to see that Kate wasn't all bad. She laughed at his jokes, and she was always pleased to see him. These days, Sam and Kate are quite good friends, most of the time. But not always. The quarrels come and go. They don't last because, mostly and overall, there's enough love in the family to go around. Enough time, enough listening, enough love. That's the end of the story, boys and girls. Remember to click the like button and subscribe to hear more stories with Storytime with Etta.